Millions of people take magnesium, hoping for better sleep, less stress, and more energy. But what actually happens inside the body when you start taking it? For a supplement so often recommended in wellness circles, magnesium remains surprisingly misunderstood. Some expect dramatic overnight transformation, better sleep immediately, instant calm, more energy by morning. But the truth is far more interesting, because magnesium doesn't work like a quick fix. It works like support. Quiet, foundational support for systems your body depends on every single day. Magnesium is an essential mineral involved in hundreds of biochemical reactions throughout the body. It helps regulate muscle function, nerve signaling, energy production, sleep, heart rhythm, blood pressure, and glucose metabolism. It even plays a role in how your brain responds to stress. That's a remarkable amount of responsibility for something most people rarely think about. And yet, some people may not be getting enough. Modern diets don't always provide consistent magnesium intake. Chronic stress may increase the body's demand. Certain medications, alcohol use, digestive issues, and intense exercise can also affect magnesium balance. So what happens when you start taking it? The first dose is often underwhelming. That may sound disappointing, but it's actually important to understand. When people hear stories about magnesium changing someone's life, expectations rise quickly. They imagine immediate relaxation or the best sleep they've had in years. But for most people, magnesium doesn't create a dramatic sensation. It doesn't behave like caffeine. It doesn't force the body into a noticeable temporary state. Instead, it begins working behind the scenes. And one of the first noticeable effects may not be what you expect. Digestion. Certain forms of magnesium, particularly magnesium citrate, can pull water into the intestines. This may soften stools or increase bowel activity. For some people, this feels helpful. For others, surprising. This may explain why magnesium is sometimes used specifically for digestive support. But if digestion isn't the first thing you notice, there may be something subtler. Physical relaxation, not drowsiness, not sedation, just less tension. Magnesium helps regulate how muscles contract and relax. It also supports nerve signaling throughout the body. If your system has been running under increased tension, some people report feeling physically calmer, especially later in the day. The shoulders feel less tight. The jaw feels less clenched. That restless internal feeling seems quieter. But what happens in the first 24 hours is mostly invisible. Magnesium begins participating in systems it naturally supports: energy production inside cells, muscle relaxation, electrolyte balance, nervous system communication, cardiovascular function. If magnesium levels were already healthy, you may notice very little. If your body needed more support, subtle shifts may begin. Sleep is often the first area people pay attention to, and for understandable reasons. Magnesium has become strongly associated with sleep because it helps support nervous system balance and relaxation pathways. Many people report falling asleep a little easier, feeling less physically tense before bed, experiencing less nighttime restlessness. Studies suggest magnesium may support sleep quality in certain individuals, particularly when magnesium status is low, but realistic expectations matter. If someone expects years of poor sleep to disappear overnight, disappointment is almost guaranteed. Meaningful changes tend to build, and what happens after the first week is where things start becoming more noticeable. Around days 3 to 7, the body may begin adapting in ways that feel easier to recognize. Maybe sleep feels slightly deeper. Maybe you wake feeling a little more refreshed. Maybe the afternoon exhaustion feels less overwhelming. Maybe muscle tightness feels less persistent. These are not dramatic movie moment transformations, they're quieter. But sometimes those are the most meaningful changes. One reason may come down to energy production. Magnesium helps support ATP production, the process cells use to generate usable energy. In simple terms, your body needs magnesium to help create energy efficiently. This may explain why low magnesium status has been associated with fatigue and reduced physical stamina in some individuals. So if magnesium was part of what your body was missing, restoring healthy levels may gradually support steadier energy. Not a jolt, not stimulation, just less exhaustion. And that difference matters, because natural energy feels very different from forced alertness. Stress regulation is another major reason people turn to magnesium. And this is where the story becomes especially interesting. Modern life keeps many nervous systems in a near constant state of activation. Stress, notifications, poor sleep, mental overload, emotional pressure. Magnesium plays a role in nervous system regulation and how the body responds to stress. Research shows magnesium is involved in pathways that help regulate this response. This may explain why some people report feeling calmer after taking it consistently. Not emotionally transformed, not euphoric, just steadier, less reactive, less internally tense. And there may be an important reason for this. Stress itself may increase magnesium demand, which creates a cycle. More stress may increase depletion. Lower magnesium may affect resilience, which may make stress feel harder to manage. Supporting that system can feel surprisingly meaningful. Muscle function often becomes more noticeable here too. Magnesium helps regulate contraction and relaxation throughout the muscular system. If you have experienced cramps, twitching, tightness, or nighttime restlessness, this is often one of the first physical areas people notice improvement. Many people report fewer leg cramps, less muscle twitching, better post-workout recovery, reduced muscle tension, especially when magnesium intake was previously low. But one of the most overlooked benefits may not show up until later. Mental clarity. By the 2-week mark, some people begin noticing something subtle but powerful, less mental clutter, smoother focus, more emotional steadiness. Magnesium supports healthy nerve signaling and brain function, and researchers continue exploring its relationship with cognition, mood, and a stress resilience. Many people describe feeling less mentally scattered. Again, not dramatically sharper overnight, just smoother, calmer, more functional. And because sleep may also be improving, that can amplify everything. Better sleep improves mood. Mood affects focus. Focus affects productivity. Reduced stress improves recovery. Recovery improves daily energy. This is how foundational systems begin influencing each other. Headaches are another area worth mentioning. Magnesium has been studied in relation to certain headache patterns, including migraines, though results vary. Because magnesium influences blood vessel function, nerve communication, and muscle regulation, this connection makes biological sense. Some people notice fewer tension-related headaches over time. Not universally, but enough that researchers continue paying attention. Cardiovascular health is another important piece. Magnesium helps support normal heart rhythm, vascular tone, and muscle contraction, including the heart itself. Healthy magnesium levels have also been associated with blood pressure support in certain contexts. And then there's metabolic health. Magnesium contributes to insulin signaling and glucose metabolism. Studies suggest low magnesium status has been associated with insulin resistance and metabolic dysfunction. This may explain why magnesium's role extends far beyond sleep supplements and stress conversations. It's foundational biology. By the 30-day mark, the pattern becomes clearer. People expecting dramatic fireworks may feel underwhelmed. People noticing small improvements stacking together may feel genuinely impressed. Because magnesium often works through accumulation. Better sleep, less tension, calmer evenings, improved recovery, steadier energy, less physical stress, smoother daily functioning. The most interesting changes are often the quiet ones, and that brings us to an important truth. Magnesium is not magic. Magnesium deficiency symptoms can overlap with many other issues. Fatigue, poor sleep, muscle cramps, mood changes, headaches, weakness, restlessness, irritability. These symptoms do not automatically mean magnesium is the answer. If fatigue comes from thyroid dysfunction, iron deficiency, chronic illness, or sleep deprivation, magnesium alone won't solve that. If poor sleep is driven by excessive caffeine, untreated sleep apnea, or severe anxiety, magnesium is not a miracle cure. That honesty matters, because wellness content often oversimplifies. But long-term, maintaining healthy magnesium levels may support something genuinely valuable. Better nervous system balance, more consistent sleep, healthier muscle function, steadier energy production, cardiovascular support, metabolic support, greater resilience to daily stress, and perhaps most importantly, better baseline functioning, because this is really what magnesium represents. Not a hack, not a shortcut, not instant transformation, just support for systems your body depends on constantly. And sometimes that kind of support changes more than people expect. A calmer evening, a better night's sleep, less tension after stressful days, a little less exhaustion, a little more resilience. Health is rarely transformed by one dramatic breakthrough. More often, it changes through consistent support of foundational systems. And magnesium is a reminder of that. That sometimes the most meaningful health improvements are not dramatic at all. They're quiet, steady, almost easy to miss, until you realize life simply feels a little better. And sometimes that's exactly what real progress looks like. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss the next daily health edit.